What's going on, my fellow Jedi and Padawans? Welcome back to another Jedi gaming video. Thank you guys so much for coming back to the channel, and if you guys are new, welcome. Today we are talking about the Precision Frame 180 RPM Void Scout Rifle in the Brya's Love. This thing comes from our seasonal activities in Season of the Witch, as well as that ritual table in the Helm or Savathun Spire Altar of Summoning, and the best part about it is it's easily craftable with those 5 red borders with some very good perks in our 3rd and 4th column for both PvE and PvP. So we are going to cover everything about this scout rifle. May have just taken my favorite spot, which was recently held by the Doom of Chelchus, which comes from the Kingfall raid, which also has craftable options for the 3rd and 4th column that are very, very fun. But this right here might take the cake because of the combos I am about to show y'all. Before we get into those combos though, going over its origin trait, Head Rush. Standing up after crouching for a short time grants this weapon brief improved handling and reload speed. So this is good for both Crucible and PvE with this weapon, in my opinion, especially if you're doing something with damage on the weapon. That reload speed definitely helps with putting out a little extra rounds compared to just the normal reload, which is already good at 57. So starting us off for our PvE side of things, we're going to have a couple different options in our 3rd and 4th column, mostly our 4th column. But for my enhanced intrinsic right here, or our masterwork, I went with stability on this to make the stats you can see on the right hand side. 62 on that impact and range, and stability just feels super good with 57 on the reload. Now in the 1st column, went with that small bore for range and stability. With that bounce you can get in the PvE realm, specifically just getting shot a lot depending on the activity, that stability definitely comes in handy. Now for me, I went with tactical mag in this 2nd column for the stats you get on the right hand side. You could go something like appended mag if you want that extra bullet in the magazine, but you do lose 10 on reload and 5 on stability, so I personally like tactical just a little bit better. Now, getting into our enhanced perks, where I think a couple options we have right here for the PvE realm. First off, we have Shoot to Loot, which is my go-to for this weapon. Is the shooting of orbs picks them up, shooting ammo bricks picks them up, and automatically reloads all your equipped weapons from reserves, plus we get a little extra range. This thing is actually insane with explosive payload, especially if kinetic tremors was here. That would also be a crazy combo, but that AoE effect of explosive payload does apply to Shoot to Loot, so you can get a little cheeky angles on some of those bricks, orbs of power, get your super back faster, as well as reload all of your equipped weapons from reserves when you get that to proc. Now the other option that we do have is Loose Change right here. So you apply elemental debuffs to targets, increases the reload of this weapon. So something like the gameplay you saw with Gear Falcon's Hubric on that chest piece, applying that volatility. Very easy to get this to proc, but definitely a little more niche situation. And last, you could go with Rapid Hit. Rapid precision hits temporarily increases stability, which is super nice for that DPS, as well as that reload speed to just put out more damage downrange. Now in the 4th column, there are a lot of options, in my personal opinion, that can work on this gun. My God Roll, like I said, is that explosive payload, so we get that AoE effect detonation, gives us improved reload, and it's just the best damage perk on this list, in my opinion. Now we do have this precision instrument. In dealing sustained damage increases the precision damage, so it doesn't even have to be dealing precision damage gives us increased precision damage, but you could pair something like precision instrument with a rapid hit, and that would also be a very good combo for doing some nice damage on enemies. In the fourth column as well, we got Frenzy for a little boost in our damage just in general, but not my favorite of the options. On the flip side, you do have destabilizing rounds, which you could pair with something like loose change right here. So adding that elemental debuff gives that improved reload. Well, if you're using destabilizing rounds, all of those final blows become volatile, so you are just perpetually getting both of these to proc, with the volatility being spread as well as loose change. So that is also a very viable option for that ad clear. And last but not least, in the fourth column, we do have Golden Drycorn, which is a very good damage perk with those final blows on this weapon. Grant bonus damage for an improved duration. While this buff is active, grenades or melee final blows of the same type greatly increase the damage for an improved duration. So this helps with that synergy of the Void subclass, depending on what you're going with. Heart of Inmost Light, you could go with them. Briar Binds on Warlock, or the Gear Falcon's Hubris, like I said, on Hunter. There are a lot of options on this weapon. That's why I'm gonna give it a 5 out of 5 for the PvE realm. Might be my first 5 out of 5 that I've done on a video, but definitely going with Shoot to Loot and Explosive Payload personally for my PvE God Roll. Now, for PvP, there are a lot of good scout rifles out there, so this thing does feel very good with a couple different options as well in that third and fourth column. For me, going with stability again, especially, just feels very good with the flinch in PvP, PvE with this weapon, plus that reload is already very good in my opinion. Now for me, going with small bore again and accurized rounds for that increase in range and stability. Now for our enhanced perks, this third column right here, you got Keep Away as an option, so you get that reload, range, and accuracy when no targets are in close proximity to you. You could go with Perpetual Motion as well, or in my opinion, No Distractions, also a very, very good option if you like staying back, ADSing inside of a rift, or just playing those angles, something like that. Now in our fourth column, again, Explosive Payload is a very, very good perk in PvP on basically any hand cannon that I can grab it on. Definitely throwing it on there, so it feels good on all weapons like this scout rifle here as well. Now you could go something like Frenzy if you want, so you can get that little extra damage boost on this weapon when you're in combat. But it does have to be in combat. With scout rifles, I do like to stay back a little bit more and do my damage, so something like the Explosive Payload, No Distractions, or Explosive Payload, Keep Away are definitely my two God Roll options for this inside of the PvP realm, giving it probably a 4 out of 5 because it does feel really good and hits decently hard, but there are better options in my opinion, and I'm just not a scout rifle man inside of the Crucible, but it does have its place for sure. So hopefully y'all can snag this. It is easy to get them red borders this season at the ritual table, running all those Altar of Summoning with giving them the robust all the way up to those powerful offerings, as well as Savathun Spire and our Witches keys, so make sure to be grinding those out. Truly appreciate all that support. Make sure y'all join the Discord, hit that subscribe and bell button so you don't miss out on any of our builds or weapon guides like this. Make sure to get down into that giveaway down below for that beautiful old PC, and keep up with the channel, me on all my socials. Again, appreciate all y'all. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.